Whoa, those chords.
Every word, all this cold talk of redemption.
Whoa.
But the night can't hold a candle to shadows that I can't overcome.
That's grand. Oh, that's heavy. Hey, welcome back. My name is Sean Walrus. I'm a bass and music coach, and thank you for joining me today because we are doing a first time reaction and analysis of the song called Salt by Caligula's Horse. This was a Patreon pick. Thank you, Jamie Worth, for this recommendation. I am really looking forward to this. I'm going in blind, no context at all. First time ever. So let's see what this band Caligula's Horse is going to bring with the song Salt. If you enjoy fun and nerdy music stuff, be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel and also tells me that you like this kind of content. I've been taking a little bit of a long break. I've been sick. My wife's been sick. There's been a superbug going around in Singapore, and I hope I'm at the tail end of it, so I believe I am. I am going to listen out for the bass lines, the rhythms, arrangements, and the composition. So let's explore what makes this song musically interesting. Let's go. Nice. Wow, very nice piano sound. Starting off on a minor key. Whoa, cool effects. Woo! I love those double kicks. Wow. What an intro. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, before we get into that beautiful singing, I just want to talk a little bit about what we just heard. What a first chord progression that was. It started off on an F sharp minor, and then F, and it went to a D major, and then a D minor, and then D flat major, B major, and an E major. I haven't figured out the intricacies of each chord and the exact tones that they carry yet, but just roughly, I'm beginning to pick out some of the minor and major qualities of these chords. What I just really love about this is that there's so many major chords being played that provide such a majestic atmosphere. It's bright, it's bold, you know, it's not what you might typically associate with progressive metal necessarily, based on what I'm hearing. This is a progressive metal opening, clearly. We'll see if the rest of the song aligns with that prediction of Caligula's Horse being prog. And all that to say, I just thought it was a really refreshing sounding progression. It's beautiful for a number of reasons, because for one, the F sharp minor does not usually consist of a major 7th chord in it. That F there. So that already provides some level of, you know, there's something interesting going on there. These guys obviously don't use conventional major scale guidelines to craft their progressions. I want to listen to that again from the beginning because it's just so gripping in a good way. And I just love how they built it up into that full band entrance with those little effects like that. Almost sci-fi like a helicopter manipulating the wind. And here comes the minor, D minor, the D flat, the B minor, B major. That's the E major. Interesting, they are now in an A. Back to that F sharp minor. I just love the way they lay it. The piano's in. Oh. A beautiful entrance with the bass. Let's hear that again, how the bass just entered and how they started off without the bass to provide such a space, especially to vacate the lower frequencies, to keep things light a bit. And then when the bass came in with that beautiful fill, I think that was just a beautiful piece of writing there. So no bass, although the kick drum's going, which is nice. Oh, beautiful singing as well. Yeah, the bass is in, right? Staying on the same chord. Oh, wow. Yes, those major chords. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Nice. Oh, that's back to that sci-fi helicopter effect. I love that syncopated rhythm that the kick and the bass are keeping on. That really just provides a bit more complexity underneath an otherwise ambient and ethereal type of atmosphere that is being carried by the vocals, the pianos, and the other textures that they've input. Perhaps from the guitars, perhaps from some synths. So then there's that real contrast of something really airy and perhaps fluid at the top, anchored by the bam 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 bam. So I really love that piece of writing, the way they provided that contrast. And I just really need to say once again how much I love the chord progressions in here, because they just keep switching. They keep switching the modes, or they keep interchanging the modes as they're playing. So within the same riff, the same cycle, they might have covered a couple of different scales or different modes already. When they first came into that heavy, well, I don't know if it's chorus necessarily, because, you know, in progressive music, the sections aren't quite as clear-cut as verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, you know. So I'll just say for that section, what sounded to me like sort of a chorus, they played something like a... Of course, you know, I'm probably not doing that right, but just getting the chords and just the rough rhythm down. What stood out to me really was how many major chords are being used and how they are able to use those major chords to provide a sense of grandeur. And maybe let me know in the comments if that's something that they do throughout their music. Is that a characteristic that's typical of them? And or is it just for this song? I think it's just so amazing and impressive how the melody was written over that chord progression, because since the modes are changing, it really necessitates the melody aligning with the changing modes as well. So it means I can't just sing and presume, oh, we're in an F sharp minor, and then I just write based on what I'm used to in terms of what the F sharp minor sounds like. I can't just do that. I gotta stay on my toes sort of and think about, okay, not just how I'm singing the words of the melody in this chord that I'm in, but taking into context what the next chord is gonna be. How am I gonna lead into that from the melody line or the note that I'm carrying right now into the next chord, while taking into consideration potentially the mode being changed or the scale or the key being changed. So I think it's really, really difficult to write a melody over that type of progression where there's so many interchanges going around. I just want to hear from that point again, somewhere here, I think. And again, it carries that beautiful syncopated pop 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 kind of rhythm that keeps it so punchy, so catchy, and so engaging.
Before I can stand in my body like I own it, so
Yeah. See the grand major chords? Okay, back to that F sharp minor. Oh, half step up to a G. Mirroring that same syncopation. This is great writing, man. See, I love how they mirror that syncopation. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Half step up. Yeah, nice. Just beautiful, beautiful chord progressions. Oh, that's the bass. I think really high. Such a cool section. Whoa, those chords.
Every word, all this cold talk of redemption.
Whoa.
But the night can't hold a candle to shadows that I can't overcome. It was always there, growing louder yet.
Those rhythms, gosh.
Silence and God help me, give me silence.
Oh my gosh, I gotta hear that again. That is just so amazing. So that's the... It does sound like a bass playing on the high registers. Beautiful. Interesting chord.
I know every word, all this cold talk of redemption. But the night can't hold a candle to shadows that I can't overcome. It was always there, growing louder yet. Give me sight in the silence, and God help me, give me sight. I know every word, all this cold talk of redemption. But the night can't hold a candle to shadows that I can't overcome. It was always
That is difficult. The phrasing.
give me sight in the silence, and God help me, give me sleep. Softness, I'm waiting.
This is kind of like Opeth. I think the sound of this, like that key change. Oh, I love that.
Ask these fragile bones in the air.
So the key change that they just did was from the F sharp minor that they had been in for most of the song, and they then transposed the key down by 1.5 steps. So from a... So this F sharp minor, and then when they came in with that new section, it started on just an E flat. So let's listen to that again. I thought that was a really interesting... I mean, how often do you see a transposition down by 1.5 steps? It's not typical, and I think that's very musically interesting. So let's listen to that again, maybe from around here. So this is where they... that key change. Really nice. So I thought that was quite Opeth-esque in terms of the choice of key change. 1.5 steps down. Very nice. Okay, back to that. It's a very folky fantasy type of vibe, don't you think? Folky fantasy. Oh, nice. Palm muted, syncopated. It's a 6/8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Wow, nice chord. Woo. Nice pinch harmonics with the guitar solo. That's grand. Oh, that's heavy. Woo. That's a beautiful part. I love it during this part, even though there's a kind of part going on, there's still that little highly syncopated motif. Motif is basically a recurring musical idea. That motif that's being played underneath that choral grand segment. So I really love how they layered that part. Oh, now with the double kicks. Trying in vain to predict. That's it. Wow. I love this band. Okay, new to this band, but I love it. I love them already. Beautiful, beautiful songwriting. The bass lines were creative, the guitar parts tasteful, and just really overall how they composed it. It really felt like it was composed as a band, or like rather there was a lot of integration in with every element. It didn't sound like the parts were so distinct that they could not fit together. They were distinct to be to be heard on their own, but they all worked together in such cohesiveness, and I think that's a vital trait in composition. They were able to pull that off. It's no mean feat because they pulled that off, having also written in so many modal interchanges, key changes, syncopations. So rhythmically, harmonically, these guys are just off the rails in a good way. I'm very impressed by their songwriting. I mean, can you imagine how much time it took for them to write a song like this? Thank you, Jamie, once again for this Patreon pick, and I really would love to hear more of Caligula's Horse. If you guys have suggestions of other must-listen tracks by them, or that you think we'd have fun breaking down, analyzing, and reacting to together, then please let me know in the comments, because I'm so eager to hear more of them. They have a very unique sound because of the way they write with a lot of major chords. I know I keep mentioning this, but the proportion of the number of major chords used in a ratio like major is to minor chords. I think it's just such a large proportion of major chords that is quite atypical of heavy music, because generally when you think of heavy music, I would say most, I wouldn't say all, but most bands incorporate some level of darkness in the mood, and in order to do that, they often use minor keys and minor chords very frequently. They use a very large proportion of minor chords to achieve that heaviness, that darkness. That's why I was rather surprised by Caligula's use of major chords to a larger proportion than their use of minor chords, at least subjectively based on what I've heard. Thank you for joining me on my Caligula's horse journey. I look forward to journeying together with you guys as we explore more of their music and other similar bands. So if you enjoy this kind of musical breakdown, you know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future reaction analyses. If you want to be part of the Bass Coach Warriors community, which means you get early access to videos, you get to vote on future reactions, requests for songs, join our Discord chat. My Patreon link is in the description and on your screens right now. So thank you for geeking out with me today, and I will see you in the next video.